What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be removing the LS engine from the Nova again, and I actually got my parts in to correctly put the engine back into the subframe. I got my new oil pan from Holley. It's a 302-2, and I got adjustable motor mounts from CPP, which should correct the problem I was having with the engine being too close to the firewall. So that's what we're going to go over today. I'll get the engine pulled out and we'll compare the two oil pans and the dimensions of them and why it's going to work for me. I hope. I haven't done it yet, but we'll find out. And we'll just go over the products, where I got them from, and we'll go from there. So let's get into it. It's going to be much easier to work on now with all that stuff out of the way, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and pull that motor out, get it on the engine stand. I got to take the trans off the engine stand, put the motor on it, get it rolled upside down so I can get that old oil pan off, and I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison on the GM muscle car pan, which is what's on here, and the new Holley 302-2 pan that I'm going to be replacing it with, which should fit this Nova subframe much better. It's actually kind of made for these subframes for the Camaros, Firebirds, Novas. Alright, well, we got the motor out and onto the engine stand. Now we're just going to get it rolled over and start taking that oil pan off. Alright, we popped the pan off there. See the stock windage tray and the oil pickup tube. I'll be removing all that and modifying my stock windage tray to fit the Holley pan, and I'll kind of go into that when I do it, but it does have to have the front section here cut off to fit the shallow pan up front. So let me get everything straightened up and we'll do a side-by-side comparison on the oil pans. Alright, we got the oil pan off, got it cleaned up so where we can do a comparison here. And what I wanted to do here is just go over with you guys the oil pan that I chose to buy for the car when I decided to put an LS in it, which is this pan. It's a GM muscle car swap pan. And it does work in a lot of GM chassis, just not this one. The front area here is just way too bulky for the subframe that goes into first gen Camaros and early Novas 68 through 72, and I think a little bit beyond that. But this whole section here is just interferes with the cross member. So you definitely cannot run this pan on those cars without altering the frame or altering the pan itself, which I definitely don't want to do since there's so many oil pans out there nowadays. You can go with a sheet metal oil pan or a cast oil pan, and that's what we're doing today here. So this is the Holley 302-2 oil pan that I ordered. I'm literally unboxing it right here for the first time. Looks like this is the windage tray that Holley gives you with the pan. So you get a new windage tray. Looks like a bag of hardware. All the hardware comes with it. Oil drain plug, oil filter bypass blocker, and just small nuts and bolts. Packing list. And oil pickup tube, which they seal in a bag, so you gotta actually cut that open to get it out so dirt and cardboard debris or whatever doesn't get up in your oil passages, which is nice of them. And here we have the pan. The pan that's gonna save my ass. So anybody that's trying to do this swap. Alright, here we go. So, like I said before, this is the Holley 302-2 oil pan. And when they designed this oil pan, they were thinking about all the guys doing swaps that need extra clearance in this front area here. And that is exactly what I needed. So let's go ahead and get these turned sideways and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Just gonna butt it right up on there. So you can clearly see there, this pan here is much thinner than the GM pan. And that just is going to make a world of difference when you're trying to fit it into this chassis. There's a few other YouTube channels out there that go over this. A really good one that you guys should check out is Texas Nova. He's done a few LS swaps on his site. You guys should definitely head over there and check him out, because he's actually the one that helped me out and told me about the Holley pan here, and he also did a video on an exact side-by-side comparison of these two pans. So I'm going through the same thing, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. You can also see too, if you look at the bottom of the pan here, look how much shallower the Holley 302-2 pan is through the sump area, which is going to help this car because my car is going to sit really low to the ground. And then the GM one just hangs down at least, I would say at least two or more inches than the Holley pan. Looks like the Holley pan is about 7.5 inches from the bottom of the drain bolt hole to the top, and the Holley pan is roughly 5.5 inches. So big difference when you got a car that's going to be sitting real low to the ground. And also, like I said, this upper area is crucial for it to fit into my chassis, so I absolutely had to have this oil pan to fit it into my 1970 Nova. So yep, no more GM muscle car oil pan at the Holley 302-2. I also wanted to show you guys the motor mounts that I decided to go with, because I was having issues with my motor mounts leaving my engine too close to the firewall. So what I chose was CPP's LS1-KU motor mount plates, and they are adjustable. So you can get, I believe you can go up to a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch back, and then 2.5 inches forward, which I needed to bring the engine forward, so the 2.5 inches is going to be plenty for me. So I was only looking for about 1 inch at the most. So you guys can see here that the actual, and it comes with a nice polyurethane, I believe it's energy suspension motor mount. And the tab ears on the motor mount are a lot deeper than my other mounts I was trying to use, the stock mounts. So that's also going to help me reach where the bolt needs to go through the frame mounts. So I think these run around $100 a pair, but you do get, like I said, you get the nice heavy-duty polyurethane motor mount, and then the nice thick plates that bolt to the block, and then the adjuster plate that bolts to that. But all this does is slide this plate behind here. Oh, there you go. So you can see you get all that adjustment to set your engine in there. So I mean, these are just, I mean, you could pretty much put an LS into anything with these. So these are going to be super handy. They're really heavy duty, and I just think they're going to solve all my problems. That's why I chose them. I actually got this whole kit from CPP. They offer the pan. A lot of people offer the Holley pan. You can get it in a million different places, but the CPP has it as a kit. I mean, it's not a huge kit, but these are actually their motor mounts that they designed and engineered. So I was going to get the pan anyway, so I just decided to get it all in one spot and make it easier. So this should solve all my issues on installing the engine into the Nova, and I just wanted to give you guys a video heads up on the comparison, and I'm pretty sure this is going to solve all my issues. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.